Well, hello hyperspace, my name is Davontos and it's time to get hyped because this is some more recent gameplay of me attempting to play Reinhardt. I said attempting, it's probably not going to be that good. I did some really cool stuff on the first point, but the second point I just did awful. So, in this video we're actually going to talk about the new Hanzo changes. They actually went through, and Jeff and the Overwatch team said that they are testing it on the in the public office servers, where nobody can see what's going on, and they said it's fairly balanced and it could be fun. So here's what new Hanzo is going to have. They're completely replacing Scatter Arrow, which I am so glad because Scatter Arrow was really overpowered, and it was fun to use as Hanzo to guarantee yourself a kill, assuming you're not like Roadhog. But other than that, it was just too overpowered. You're just minding your own business, you're playing maybe like a Zarya or a McCree or a Soldier, you're just doing your own thing, and then out of nowhere you just get killed. And you can have, hell, you could even be Orisa. Scatter Arrow can one-shot kill Orisa, and Orisa has so much HP. So I'm really glad they're getting rid of this Scatter Arrow. So what they're doing to replace it is they're giving Hanzo two new abilities. And one of them, I believe, is going to be called, Pounce? Was it? I forgot what it was called. They said it's basically like a mixture of Winston's Leap and, Tracer's Blink. So what it is basically Hanzo uses, Hanzo has those robotic legs. So Hanzo basically leaps up into the air, giving himself some distance between him and his target, and they said you can use that, you can combine that with the wall climb. So you can basically, think of it kind of like, it works similar to Genji's double jump, so you can jump, climb up on the wall, and then jump off with a second jump, so you can kind of like steer where you want to land. It's going to play that same kind of role of Hanzo, but Hanzo would be jumping much higher, as Winston would do with his leap. And you would jump in the direction you're facing, much like Winston's leap. So yeah, I guess there's not really any similarities to Tracer's Blink, but they're kind of giving Hanzo Winston's Leap, which I feel like is really good, because Hanzo, being a sniper pretty much, he doesn't really have any way to engage in close range. So, Widowmaker is the other sniper in the game. She has her machine gun, right? And, if she's basically compromised by, I don't know, let's say like a Genji dives on her, she can, most of the time she would lose, but Widowmaker can still put up a fight with the machine gun and maybe get a cheeky kill off a Genji. And if Hanzo, if he's dived on upon anybody, if Tracer dies on him, if Genji dies on him, there's not really anything Hanzo can do. So giving Hanzo this leap ability to cut himself some distance and probably making it easier to land those shots on target, it's really going to help him out, and I really hope that goes through. Another ability is Rapid Fire Arrows, and I'm not too sure on the official names of these abilities, I'm just saying what they do, and it's going to be a Rapid Fire Arrow. So how this works is, I believe they said he charges up 4 to 5 arrows, something like that, 4 to 5 arrows, and he fires them in quick session. And they said it's going to function similar to Scatter Arrow, with a whole bunch of arrows being flying out, but instead of it just popping in one spot and then scattering altogether, it's basically firing from you as a person. So he kind of becomes a turret. So that would make it very easy to hit the tanks. So instead of, obviously doing the Scatter Arrow on the floor and taking out this ton of HP on the tanks, you would still have to aim with your full auto arrows and start bombarding the tanks with it. And of course it wouldn't be that I cannot speak today. It would not be so reliable upon fast-moving targets like a Tracer in the distance and whatnot, because that you want to land the one powerful arrow shot. But this Rapid Fire Arrow it's a little weaker. I cannot talk today. What is up with Davontos? It's weaker than the Standard Arrow. Standard Arrow does 120 damage, the Rapid Fire Arrow does 80 damage per arrow, so, again, it's really useful to use against bigger targets to give them more damage. And I feel like if they do implement these changes to Hanzo, it would make them more skill-based. People aren't just going to rely on those Scatter Arrows to get them cheeky kills, because if you see a lot of Hanzo players, most of them just rely on Scatter Arrow to get the kills, and then the other time when Scatter Arrow's on cooldown, they're just, shoot the Pulse Arrow to get some positioning, and then you just randomly flick some random arrows and hope to get a kill. So if they're adding more things to Hanzo's arsenal, cutting himself some distance upon people who dive him, and giving him basically a full auto arrow, it would mean he would be more reliable on a battlefield. And I also, I think they said the projectile speed of his Standard Arrow would be increased. So that would make him almost like Widowmaker. It's not going to be hit detection because it's still projectile based, but they're going to make it move much faster, making him, more reliable as a sniper. So I really hope this goes through, because as I said, a lot of Hanzo players, you can be a good Hanzo or not, but you got to admit, Hanzo players rely on that Scatter Arrow way too much. And if they completely remove that, it's going to make players, train with Hanzo, get used to this new leap ability and the machine gun arrows, and it's going to make him a very high-skill hero, much like Ana, but if you master him, he is going to be extremely dangerous. So as I said with, Widowmaker, it would give Hanzo an ability to escape. So if Widowmaker is compromised against a Winston, she can try to grappling hook away to try to survive. At the moment, Hanzo doesn't have anything, so as I said, this is a really good move for Hanzo. And I actually hope they implement some kind of getaway plan for Zenyatta, because I play a ton of Zenyatta. I think Zenyatta is my second most used healer. And if you look at all the healers in Overwatch, they all have a getaway plan except Zenyatta. Now you have Mercy. If Mercy's compromised and it's too hot for her, she can Guardian Angel and fly away to another teammate. If Moira's into a hot, sticky situation, she can teleport away. If Ana's jumped upon a Winston, she has to Tranquilizer. Granted, that's just one shot, and if you miss, you're screwed, but she still has that Tranquilizer to try to land a shot and have a getaway plan. And even Lucio, Lucio can boop you away, or if it's too much, he can activate the speed boost, start jumping on the walls, and be a very fast-moving, difficult target to hit. With Zenyatta, he just doesn't have anything. If Zenyatta's pounced upon with a Winston or a Tracer, Zenyatta's screwed. There's nothing he can do. So I hope they give Zenyatta some kind of getaway plan to make him a more sustainable, more survivable healer, as are all the other healers. So, the gameplay is almost over. If you like this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. There's going to be a new Overwatch hero coming really soon, which is probably going to be Wednesday's video, yeah. You can follow me up on Twitter at DavontosMan. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day!